Yeah. So Pulse versus PulseX. Which one has more gains
Yeah.
in 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, two
Yeah.
years? Like, what do you think about that?
The $1 million question, literally. But dude, I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know. They both
If you
have
had to
their
pick
own.
one, if you
If
had
I
to
had
pick
to pick
one
one,
where you got to put all your coins into one bag, which one?
PulseX. It'd be
PulseX.
PulseX because the yield's going to be better as far as I can tell, based on my experience in other DeFi ecosystems with the
Mm,
single sided staking. Delegating is going to be whatever, pretty marginal. It'd be a good place to put your moon bag, your never sell bag. That you just don't want everyone to touch. Like you'll get a small yield on that, which is awesome. Like it's good that you're going to be able to get that. But
mm.
if I understand the single sided staking of PLSX, don't quote me on this when it comes out, but I'm anticipating maybe around like a 20% APR would seem reasonable in my head, as well
Okay.
as any additional APRs that you get from third parties incentivizing you to stake your XPLSX. Um, so just that yield that comes from single sided staking PLSX is going to be my baseline by which I compare other yields from in respect to both the returns that it gives as well as its safety. So it's like if how what other yield is out there, how much more or less yield do I get versus PLSX staking, as well as what kind of risk am I taking on relative to PLSX single sided staking. So it's going to be my baseline level of yield on the PulseX DEX.
Okay. So that's what you're optimizing
Yeah,
towards. That's what you think is going to be the most bang for buck.
yeah. That's what
And
I'm going to
is it,
start. Mhm. Yeah,
and
that's
what
what I'm.
time horizon is that six? It's like, do you feel like 6 months? Do you feel like a year? Like when are you going to start seeing the most gains within a couple year time period?
I wouldn't be surprised if Pulse outperformed PLSX in the beginning. Um, just because it's easier for people to wrap their head around. And in regards to obstacles to exposure,
Mm,
PLS has less obstacles because you have to interact with it if you want to interact with PulseChain. If you want to do anything on PulseChain, you need Pulse. Everybody understands L1s. Easy place to just throw your money in at first. And then as
mm,
the time goes on and you learn more, because PulseX is the going to be the most liquid DEX on the network. Naturally, people are going to go there next. But it might take a little bit more time to understand the fundamentals behind PLSX to a newcomer, just because you have to do a little bit more research into it, and it takes a little bit of time to digest like what a native buy and burn means for the price and how the relative how the Pulse X token then becomes a derivative product of the performance and volume of the exchange itself. And that takes a little bit of time to
mm.
understand and appreciate versus just, oh, Pulse is like Ethereum, done. Uh, Binance Smart Chain, BNB did incredible. Or yeah, the Binance Smart Chain coin did incredible. I'm
Yeah.
Pulse is going to do incredible. Let me buy that. So it's like the time it takes to wrap your head around the two are different. But I think the fundamentals of PLSX are better. And that's going to be the coin that if Pulse does start outperforming PLSX at the beginning, I will probably flip a little bit of my Pulse into PulseX and then use the yield from that to try to rebuild my bag of Pulse afterwards.